Hey everyone, Kate Smith, occupational therapist here. Right, so last night the UK went in lockdown and lots of anxieties and lots of stress is happening across the world right now. So I just wanted to kind of do this video just to share my top tips on how to manage stress. Because basically, stress is a physical and psychological response and causes tension. So when we're stressed, when we're anxious, we automatically tense our bodies. And although we may not realise it, we probably spend most of our day in kind of a tense frame of mind. And our arousal will always be high and we will constantly be in fight or flight mode. And when we're in fight or flight mode, it impacts on our emotions, on our behaviour. So it'll impact on our emotional response. So there might be something your partner or your child does that actually it's okay, it's not a big thing, but because of your stress levels, you overreact to the response of them doing it, and therefore impact on your behaviour. So it is a massive influence, particularly now that a lot of us are going to be in our homes purely with the people that we currently live with. So we've got to calm that sympathetic nervous system down. That is what is activated when we're in fight or flight mode, the sympathetic nervous system, and that can influence on all sorts of things. So we've got to calm it down to be able to kind of regulate ourselves and to keep some form of positivity with what is going on, because there's a lot of unpredictability in the world. There's a lot of unpredictability of how long we're going to be in lockdown for. There's unpredictability about finances, how long, who's going to be at work, who's not going to be at work, are we going to be able to pay our bills, is everyone going to be safe and get through the other end. There is a lot of worries and a lot of anxiety right now. So I want to share my top tips on how to manage anxiety over these upcoming weeks. So first off is, you've seen me post about it, it's all about proprioception. Proprioception gives the body some muscle feedback to help calm and regulate that nervous system. You can do this through exercise, it can be walking, it can be running up and down the stairs, it can be lifting heavy objects around the house. So if you've got a big heavy washing basket, carrying that around, activities that moving your furniture, doing your hoovering, all of that gives you muscle feedback. Anything where you've got to use your muscles can do it. You can set up obstacle courses in the home, obstacle courses in the garden, use just things you've got lying around, like get kids jumping over things and under things and round things, whatever you've got, just use it. You don't have to have all this fancy equipment to be able to set up some obstacle courses in your home. You can pile a load of cushions up, get the kids to crash on the cushions, things like that, to help give them that feedback, to help regulate themselves. And for us, any kind of exercise, there's loads out there that's going on YouTube, and there's loads of free resources now that you were able to access over this time. Second top tip, healthy diet. Diet is so important, and I know there's been all the binge buying out there. Some supermarkets are kind of settling down, and I know now there's going to be restrictions on the numbers going in, but trying to get a healthy diet is super important. I always have frozen vegetables and frozen fruit and some frozen protein, so some form of meat or fish, in my freezer, always. That way I've always got access to it. So although there might not always be fresh food available through the upcoming weeks, have it as a frozen alternative, because it's just as healthy, it's actually cheaper, and you won't get it go to waste. So use things like, get foods that are high in antioxidants, like sweet potatoes, like blueberries, things like that. That's really good. And get just the natural foods that you can, the most natural food, whether it's a tinned alternative, whether it's frozen alternative, but try and stay away from those highly processed foods. And you can do things like batch cook. Make it into a cookery lesson. Let's batch cook a pan of chili and, and turn it and then freeze it and have them frozen ready. So you're not always cooking, and it's not highly demanding on time when you've got the children at home, but you are able to do it. So we've then got journaling. I'm currently doing a course on journal therapy, and the therapeutic benefits of writing down your thoughts, writing down what's happening, getting those anxieties out on paper can really help. You don't have to show anybody, but it really can be beneficial just for you to work through your day, work through the past week, work through what's happening in the world, work through any financial problems that you might come across over the next few weeks. But just writing it down can just help you get that thought out, and then can have a positive impact on your emotions and on the sleep. There's also a gratitude journal. A gratitude journal is basically either on a nighttime or on a morning. I generally do mine on a morning, but what am I grateful for? 3 things. All you've got to do, you don't even have to write them down, but on a morning, just when you're having that cup of tea, just think of a conscious effort. 3 things. What am I positive for today? What am I grateful for? Am I grateful for the sun shining outside? You know, it doesn't have to be anything humongous. Am I grateful for spending time with my children? Am I grateful for the fact that yesterday there was everyone was calm and everyone was happy and we got through and we had a good night's sleep? You know, it doesn't have to be huge things, but try and think of different things every day to be able to be grateful for, to kind of try and focus on that positive. Breathing techniques. Breathing techniques can really make a difference, even if it's just walking away from the kids, having 10 seconds and going back. Breathing, if you breathe in for longer than you breathe out, your body and your nervous system will calm down. So say if you breathe in for 6 seconds, breathe out for 3 seconds, you know, use it, or do a visual. So if you're a visual person or your children are a visual people, you know, you draw like a number 8. So when you get to the middle, so you breathe in for that one, breathe out for that one, and when you get to the middle, you know, you change. Yeah, so you've got that visual. Write on a piece of paper, the number 8, and then when you follow your finger around, you breathe in, breathe out for the other part. You know, things like that is really, really useful. Just when you walk away and just have that 10 seconds of just trying to calm your nervous system down, so you're able to go and face whatever challenges and whatever obstacles you've got in the household at that moment in time. But also just spending a couple of minutes on a morning, just doing that before you get up and out of bed, and try and get you in this right frame of mind. We've talked about the anxiety due to the unpredictability of what's happening in the world. We can't control what's happening in the world. We can't control this virus. Well, we're trying as much as we can, but what can we control? Focus on what can we control. Do a schedule, do a to-do list, do whatever you need to do to be able to feel a bit more in control. Do a meal plan, do some bulk cooking, you know, whatever it is to make your life right now easier. But what can you get control of? Because we do still have control over things that goes on in our house when we go shopping. You know, yes, there might be a queue, but we still have control over that. So think, what can I do? Get that schedule together. What can I have control over? I'm a big person. I always used to have lots of bad anxiety, and since managing it better, I'm able to I do the scheduling, I do meal planning, everything to help me feel in control, so that I know what's going on, and it just gives me that sense of security, which is what we're all kind of looking for right now. Grading your activities. A big part of occupational therapy is grading activities, and although I obviously don't know everybody's ins and outs lifestyle, I can't kind of give specifics here, but grade what you're doing. Don't feel that, you know, straight away you've got to go all in to do everything. You've got to do all your housework, all the teaching for 6-7 hours a day. You've got to do all the physical activities. You've got to do everything, because that is just overwhelming. You don't have to do it. Start off small and build up. So this is a huge change for a lot of our lifestyles. So build it up. So think, right, okay, I'm going to start off, I'm going to do an hour this week. My goal is to do an hour of teaching this week with the child to be able to kind of keep on his education. And then next week, build it up to 2 hours. And, you know, until you set your goal, well, what's realistic? What is realistic? And, you know, I've put posts in about making lessons into functional things, because a lot of our kids with SEN really need them independent skills. So it's a perfect time to do things at home. But, you know, build it up. Don't feel overwhelmed by thinking I have to do everything all at once. It's about a slow adjustment to this kind of, these upcoming weeks and this different lifestyle that we're going to have, where we're all going to be in the house and not even socially visiting our family and our friends. We've then got stay connected. So although we're not visiting, stay connected to family and friends. Join groups, FaceTime, WhatsApps, Facebook groups, anything and everything that you can do. Stay connected with people, but stay connected people with the right people. If you've got people, we've all got people in our life that we know who are a bit more negative on general day-to-day terms. If they are going extremely negative, focus on the people around you that are positive, and that, you know, that see the good in things. And, you know, yes, it's a very, very hard time for everybody, but, you know, it's about kind of that mindset around it all, and not getting sucked into a lot of negativity. So stay connected with people who are positive and that support you and give you the right support that you need right now to feel like you can get through these next upcoming weeks. We've then got mindfulness. Some people shoo it, but mindfulness is a huge impact on people's lives, and it doesn't take a long time. It takes 5 minutes, maybe 10 minutes on a morning or a night, to help calm yourself down, regulate yourselves. There's loads of different types of relaxation strategies. So there's deep muscle, graded muscle relaxation, there's a visual relaxation. There's loads and loads of different types, and in this group I will put some stuff up to help with all the different types of relaxation. There's a really good app called Insight Timer, free to download, got lots and lots. So if you've only got 2 minutes, you can do it. If you've got 20 minutes or an hour, you can do it. There's something there for everybody. Got to be consistent with it, got to keep going, and just listen to it, and, you know, you will see the benefits. You won't do it today and wake up tomorrow and feel a difference, but if you keep doing it consistently, you will see a difference. Because I was one of them people that was lying there thinking, well, this isn't working. It does work. You've just got to stick to it. So please stay positive as much as you can. I am here to help every step of the way, and with anything that you want some kind of support with. But try some of those top tips that I've done. Try them consistently. You know, any kind of strategy, any kind of change of habit, we've got to build into our daily routine. Not all tips and strategies will work for everybody, because everybody's got a different life, everybody's got a different routine, everybody's got a different home environment. But it's finding what works for you, and that is why I'm here to help. So if you want any more talk about any of the other things that I've talked about today, or any of the tips, or just to ask kind of how do I do this, just reach out, send me a DM, or pop a comment in here and let me know, and I will speak to you all soon. See you later.